All right, so get ready, because today we are taking a deep dive into gratitude. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gratitude, that sounds kind of, warm and fuzzy. But trust me on this one. What I found in Legacy of Mindset, these excerpts, it's not just like some feel-good stuff. This is like mind-blowing science. And get this, practicing gratitude. It can like rewire your brain.
Really?
I'm serious. Like actual measurable changes in brain chemistry.
Huh. So we're not just talking about feeling good here. There's actually like a neurological basis for
Oh,
this.
absolutely. And that's where I think things get really interesting. But maybe I should let you take the lead on this one. What's the deal with gratitude and the brain?
Okay, so, we often associate gratitude with just feeling good, but it actually goes way deeper than that. When you actively practice gratitude, you actually trigger the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. And these aren't just like temporary mood
Okay,
boosters.
hold on. Dopamine, serotonin. Break it down for us.
Okay, so think of dopamine as like your brain's reward system is what makes you feel pleasure. It motivates you to seek out things that make you feel good. And then there's serotonin. Serotonin is all about balance. It helps regulate your mood, your sleep, appetite, even digestion.
Wow. Okay.
So when you're feeling grateful, your brain is basically bathed in all these feel-good chemicals.
Yeah.
And that can have a real impact on your overall well-being.
So it's like gratitude is some kind of brain hack, like you're creating more of those positive neurochemicals on demand.
Exactly. And what's even more interesting is that research has shown practicing gratitude for even just like 2 weeks, it can actually lead to a measurable increase in dopamine receptors in the brain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not just about like the immediate release. It's about actually changing the brain sensitivity to these chemicals over time.
So the more grateful you are, the more your brain is wired for positive feelings.
Yeah, that's the general idea. It's like you're training your brain to be more positive, more resilient. And I mean, in a world where we're constantly bombarded with information, a lot of it negative. Gratitude's like this powerful filter, It helps you focus on, the good stuff.
This is making me rethink my whole doom scrolling habit. So, Legacy of Mindset breaks down the impact of gratitude into 5 key areas. And this is where it gets really interesting. We're talking mental health, relationships, physical health, resilience, and happiness.
And what's really amazing is that gratitude doesn't just impact these areas in isolation. It creates like a ripple effect.
Okay, so let's unpack this ripple effect, starting with mental health. Legacy of Mindset talks about journaling as like a simple but effective way to cultivate gratitude. What's the thinking there?
Well, the book suggests this really simple practice. Just write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. It doesn't have to be anything, profound or anything. It could be as simple as like a sunny morning, a good cup of coffee, or a funny text from a friend. The key is to just consciously shift your focus to the positive.
That sounds almost too simple. But the idea is that over time, this kind of daily reflection, it rewires those neural pathways.
Exactly. And I think it's important to like emphasize, it's not just about writing it down and forgetting about it. It's about really taking a moment to savor those things you're grateful for. So let that feeling, really sink in.
So it's like a mindfulness practice.
Yeah.
Where you're like actively cultivating a sense of appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the impact of gratitude on relationships? Legacy of Mindset talks a lot about that.
Think about it this way. When was the last time someone expressed like genuine gratitude towards you? How did it make you feel?
Oh, definitely more connected to that person. Like they really valued me.
Exactly. Expressing gratitude. It's such a powerful way to strengthen those bonds and deepen connections.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging the good that others bring into your life. And that simple act of recognition, it can be incredibly powerful.
So it's not just about like feeling grateful internally. It's about expressing that gratitude to others. And that creates a positive feedback loop.
Precisely. And Legacy of Mindset highlights this story of Sarah. She's a busy professional who was feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. She started this daily gratitude practice where she made a conscious effort to express appreciation to her colleagues, her friends, her family.
Wait, Sarah, like from the book.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did this gratitude thing actually work for her?
Well, she reported feeling a significant shift in her relationships within just a few weeks.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, she felt more connected, more appreciated, and more loved. And you know what? The people around her started responding in kind.
Okay, that's pretty convincing. So we've got the mental and emotional benefits. But what about physical health? Does gratitude really impact that?
There's a growing body of research that suggests a strong link between gratitude and improved physical health. People who regularly practice gratitude, they tend to engage in healthier behaviors, like exercising more, eating a balanced diet, and prioritizing sleep.
Oh, so it's like gratitude creates this ripple effect where feeling better mentally and emotionally, it motivates you to take better care of yourself physically.
Absolutely. And there's even evidence suggesting that gratitude can boost your immune system and reduce inflammation in the body.
Wow, I had no idea it was that powerful. So gratitude is good for the mind, body, and soul.
It really seems that way. And we haven't even touched on resilience yet, which is another key area where gratitude can make a huge difference.
Okay, let's talk about that because let's be real. Life throws curveballs. How does gratitude help us, navigate those tough times?
Well, gratitude helps us reframe challenging experiences by allowing us to see the good, even in the midst of adversity.
So it's not about like pretending that everything is fine
Yeah,
or ignoring the difficulties, but it's about choosing to focus on what you're grateful for, even when things are tough.
exactly. It's about finding those glimmers of hope, those sources of strength that help you keep going.
And Legacy of Mindset gives some really compelling examples of how this plays out in real life, right?
One example that comes to mind is this story of a woman who went through this devastating house fire. She lost everything she owned. And it would have been so easy to get consumed by despair.
Yeah.
But she chose to focus on the fact that she and her family had escaped unharmed.
Oh, okay. That's a powerful example of finding gratitude, even in the face of extreme adversity.
Yeah, and that shift in perspective, it allowed her to approach the rebuilding process with a sense of hope and determination, rather than being completely overwhelmed by the
Because
loss.
like gratitude gives you that
Yeah,
that mental and emotional strength to keep going when things get tough.
exactly. It's about finding that inner strength, that
Hmm.
resilience, to navigate challenges and come out the other side even stronger.
Wow, this is all incredibly inspiring. But I think it's time to move on to our final area, happiness. Now, this one feels almost self-explanatory, but I'm still curious to hear your take on the connection between gratitude and happiness.
Well, you see, gratitude is essentially a fast track to happiness because it shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It's about cultivating a sense of um, contentment and appreciation for the good things in your life, both big and small.
So instead of always striving for more, 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 you're finding joy in what you already have.
Precisely. It's a powerful antidote to the dissatisfaction that often comes with constantly comparing ourselves to others or focusing on what we're missing.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Gratitude helps you break free from that cycle. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've explored how gratitude impacts mental health, relationships, physical health, resilience, and happiness. It's clear that this is not just some uh, feel-good concept, but a powerful tool for transformation.
And we're just getting started. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll delve even deeper into the science behind gratitude, exploring the specific neural pathways involved, and how this practice can actually lead to lasting changes in the brain.
Stay tuned because this is where it gets really interesting. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into the transformative power of gratitude.
Yeah, we're picking up right where we left off, going even deeper into the science behind all this. We talked about how gratitude, it floods your brain with those feel-good chemicals, dopamine, serotonin. But Legacy of Mindset goes even further, right? It talks about how gratitude can actually reshape your brain.
That's right. It's not just like a temporary mood boost or anything. Gratitude can actually strengthen certain neural pathways and even change the structure of your brain over time.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's happening in those neural pathways when we're, you know, feeling grateful?
Well, studies have shown that gratitude activates a region of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is basically like the command center for all those higher level thinking skills,
Yeah.
decision making, emotional regulation, all the good stuff.
So it's like gratitude is giving your brain a workout, strengthening those areas that help you stay focused, make good choices, and manage your emotions.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, the more you activate these pathways through gratitude, the stronger they become. It's like building mental muscle.
Makes sense.
Think of it this way. Each time you experience and express gratitude, you're essentially reinforcing those neural connections associated with positive emotions and resilience.
So it's not just a fleeting feeling, it's actually creating lasting changes in the brain. No wonder Sarah, the woman from the book, saw such significant shifts in her life after starting a daily gratitude practice. But Legacy of Mindset also talks about some surprising physical benefits, right?
Oh, absolutely. And this is where the research gets really exciting. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can improve sleep quality, lower blood pressure, even boost your immune system.
Wait, seriously, gratitude can make you healthier? How does that even work?
Well, the exact mechanisms are still being studied, but researchers believe that gratitude reduces stress hormones like cortisol, which can really wreak havoc on your body when they're chronically elevated. So, by lowering stress, gratitude kind of helps create a more balanced internal environment, allowing your body to, function optimally.
That's incredible. I knew gratitude was good for the soul, but I had no idea it had such a profound impact on the physical body.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. And the legacy of mindset highlights how these physical benefits tie back into the other areas we've discussed, creating this, like, powerful cycle of well-being, for example. When you're sleeping better, you're more likely to have the energy and focus to nurture your relationships, engage in healthy behaviors, and cope with stress effectively.
So it's like gratitude is the key to unlocking this whole cascade of positive changes. But let's be real for a second. Legacy of Mindset doesn't shy away from the fact that practicing gratitude, it's not always easy,
Yeah.
especially when life throws you those curveballs.
You're absolutely right. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect or ignoring the difficulties we face. It's about finding those um, glimmers of gratitude, even in
Yeah.
the midst of challenges. And sometimes that takes real effort.
So it's a conscious choice, like a shift in perspective that
Yeah.
you have to,
Such
actively cultivate.
Exactly. And like any new habit, it takes practice and consistency. But the book really emphasizes that the rewards are well worth the effort. Remember the story of the woman who lost everything in the house fire? She could have easily succumbed to despair. But by choosing to focus on what she was grateful for, her family's safety, the support of her community, she was able to find the strength to move forward.
Okay, that story really stuck with me. It's a powerful reminder that gratitude isn't about like toxic positivity
Yeah.
or denying the negative. It's about finding those sources of light, even in the darkest of times.
Precisely. And Legacy of Mindset offers some really practical tips for cultivating gratitude when you're struggling. One suggestion is to just focus on the simple things. It doesn't have to be grand gestures or major life events. Sometimes the most powerful moments of gratitude, they come from appreciating the ordinary, everyday things, the things we often take for granted.
That reminds me of something I read in the book
Yeah.
about how even small acts of kindness, they can evoke a sense of gratitude, like holding the door open for someone or receiving a genuine compliment. It's about recognizing and appreciating those little moments of human connection.
That's such a great point. And those small moments, they can have a huge impact on our overall sense of well-being. They remind us that um,
Mm.
we're not alone, that there's goodness to be found, even in the, you know, seemingly mundane aspects of life.
It's like finding those hidden treasures in the everyday. So for our listeners who are feeling inspired to cultivate more gratitude, what advice would you give them? Where do they even start?
I think the best advice, and it comes straight from Legacy of Mindset,
Mm.
is to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight or anything. Just pick one simple practice, like keeping a gratitude journal or expressing appreciation to someone each day, and make a consistent part of your routine.
That's great advice. It's about making gratitude a habit, something you weave into the fabric of your daily life.
Yeah.
And you don't need any fancy apps or gadgets.
Not at all. A simple notebook and pen. That's all you need to start a gratitude journal. And expressing gratitude, well, it can be as easy as saying thank you to your barista or sending a quick text to a friend, letting them know you appreciate them.
It's about making those small, conscious choices that over time can have a ripple effect on your entire life.
Yeah.
And Legacy of Mindset also talks about being patient with yourself, right? It's not about being perfectly grateful all the time.
Absolutely. There will be days when it feels easier than others, and that's okay. The key is to just keep practicing, even when you don't feel like it, because the more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the rewards are well worth the effort. We've talked about the science, the benefits, and some practical tips. But in the final part of our deep dive, I'm excited to explore some of those inspiring stories about how gratitude has transformed people's lives.
Yes. Those stories are so powerful because they really show us what's possible when we embrace gratitude as a way of life.
Stay tuned, because we'll be right back with more fascinating insights into the transformative power of gratitude. All right, welcome back to the deep dive. So we've been exploring this whole world of gratitude, the science, the real benefits, and how it can, like, literally change your brain.
Yeah, and in this final part, I think we should maybe shift gears a little. We've talked about how powerful gratitude can be, but legacy of mindset, it also warns about some potential pitfalls. It's not like all sunshine and roses, right?
Right. It's like anything, I guess. There's
Yeah.
a right way and a wrong way to approach it. So what are some of those traps people might fall into when it comes to gratitude?
Well, one of the big ones the book talks about is toxic positivity. This idea that you should like only focus on the good and suppress any negative emotions.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely seen that. Like this pressure to be happy and grateful all the time, which I think can actually backfire.
Exactly. Legacy of mindset makes it clear that gratitude isn't about denying or ignoring difficult emotions. It's about acknowledging them, processing them, and then, choosing to focus on the good that still exists.
So it's about balance. You're not trying to pretend that everything is perfect, but you're also not letting the negativity consume you.
Right. It's about finding
Yeah.
that middle ground. And another potential pitfall is using gratitude as a way to avoid taking responsibility for your actions or to bypass genuine self-reflection.
Okay, that's interesting. Can you give me an example of that?
Sure, let's say you make a mistake at work and instead of, you know, acknowledging your role in it and learning from it, you just focus on being grateful that you have a job.
Ah, I see. So gratitude becomes a way to avoid accountability.
Right. And legacy of mindset really emphasizes that gratitude should complement, not replace self-awareness and personal growth. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're acknowledging both the good and the bad and using gratitude as a tool to, you know, move
So
forward.
it's not like a magic bullet. It's more like, a mindset shift that helps you navigate those ups and downs.
Exactly. And I think it's important to remember that cultivating gratitude, it's a journey, not a destination. There will be days when it comes easily
Yeah.
and days when it feels like a real struggle. And that's perfectly normal.
Yeah, it's like any new skill or habit. You got to be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Speaking of which, Legacy of Mindset has all these incredible stories about how gratitude has literally changed people's lives. We talked about Sarah, but are there any others that really stood out to you?
Oh, there's so many. But one that I found really moving was the story of John. He had been battling chronic pain and depression for years. He was feeling hopeless and trapped in this cycle of negativity.
That sounds really rough.
Yeah, it was. And he was at a point where he was willing to try anything. So he decided to, commit to a daily gratitude practice. He started small, just writing down 3 things he was grateful for each morning. At first, it felt forced and unnatural, but he kept at it.
So did he notice a difference?
Well, over time, something remarkable happened. The more he focused on what he was grateful for, the less consumed he felt by his pain and despair. He started to, appreciate the simple things again. A sunny day, a cup of coffee, the support of his loved ones.
It's like gratitude helped him break free from that cycle of negativity.
Exactly. And what's even more amazing is that as John's gratitude practice deepened, he started to experience improvements in his physical health too. He had more energy, his pain levels decreased, even started sleeping better.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like gratitude had this ripple effect that touched every aspect of his life.
It really did. And John's story is such a powerful testament to the transformative power of gratitude,
Yeah,
even when facing, significant challenges.
I know.
Legacy of Mindset is full of stories like this. They're incredibly inspiring because they show us that it's never too late to cultivate gratitude and experience its amazing benefits.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. We've explored the science, the benefits, the potential pitfalls, and the inspiring stories. And it's clear that gratitude is more than just a feel-good emotion. It's a powerful force for positive change.
It really is. And the best part is, it's a gift we can all give ourselves every single day.
So to our listeners out there, we encourage you to embrace the power of gratitude. Start small, be patient with yourselves, and see what unfolds. You might be amazed by what you discover. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the transformative power of gratitude.